I'm taking a quick walk over here in the woods behind my house to check out an old air shaft. Also, I'm wanting to see if I can find a wheel from a coal cart from a long time ago. I saw it when I was a kid and I never got it, and so I'm wanting to see if it's still there and if I can bring it home to my little coal mining museum that I have now. So I'm gonna walk over this hill and through the woods a little ways and show y'all this air shaft. It's more than I remember it being. I thought it was just a wheel. No wonder I didn't bring it home. $18.28. Surely that's not the year this is made. But it still turns, y'all. Wow, that's really heavy. Oh my goodness. That's probably 150 pounds easy. No wonder I had never gotten it home. I've got to figure out a way to get it home now. Anyway, let's move on and look at the air shaft. It's been here this long. I don't think it's going to be stolen. Got a lot of trees down back here. So here it is. A lot of it's missing now. It's been scrapped out. So there was a door here, 8x8 door. The air shaft is there and it's filled in. This is the concrete part of the shaft. This is where the fan was here. The fan's been scrapped out. The doors to the front here have been scrapped out. So there used to be doors here. Let's see over there. It was accessible from a few different ways. You had a way over there you could go in through a little side route where you could open two doors and it wouldn't affect the airflow. Or you could go straight in through here if the fan wasn't running. And here you had a big electric motor right there. On this first one, right here was the fan. The big pulley for the fan was here, and then over there was a water pump sat on that one, and it had a big, it was driven by belt as well. So one electric motor ran the fan and the water pump. The electric motor was gone when I was a kid, but everything else was here. The water pump was there and the fan was there. We could turn the fan even. You could get in here on the inside and pull on the fan blades, and like you were going to climb it, and it would start turning. Once you had it turning, somebody could be over here where the pulley was and just turn it by the pulley. We even oiled it up and made it easy to turn. But about 10 years ago, some of the locals decided that hard times, they needed this, so they scrapped it out. Took the metal off the building. This tree, I don't even think it was this tree, another tree that's long gone, maybe this one here, fell on it, tearing up the roof. There was a roof on this thing. So when we were kids, we would camp in here. There'd be a bunch of us camped out on the floor. The way the rocks are on that was our fire pit, because there was a window right here and the smoke would just roll out the window. And it had, I guess about 10 feet above the fireplace to the ceiling. And so we just wouldn't build big fires. It'd get smoky in there, but it was manageable. And then there was a door right here on the front. Still some of the metal up here in the front. And that was like a reservoir of water. All I could think was it was for priming the water pump that was here. You could open a valve and there was a pipe that ran back to the pump. So for a manual pump like that, you got to have it full of water for it to work. So I guess they kept enough water here on site to turn on the pump. But I wish it was still the way it was. This was a really cool little spot. And I wish the air shaft was open where I could get inside here. I don't know which way it went, because it's always been filled in my whole life. I don't know. I know which way, there's another one right over here, and I know which way it goes. But I don't know which way this one goes. Wonder how far you'd have to dig this thing out. Probably a long way. And I gotta figure out how to get that wheel home. And the axle, it's a whole wheel assembly basically, a hub. It's a lot, but I want it. The first time I found it, I wasn't into iron and coal. Now I am, so that's a part of history laying out here in the woods that I want to have. Good boy. I don't ever have to call him when we're walking like this. He just shows back up. Worthless. Not real sure what my best move to getting this thing out of here is. If I was 20 years old, I'd just throw it on my shoulder, but that's a chunk of steel here. I don't know. I'm gonna need 2 hands though. Let me see how I can do this. Well, this is slow going. I've made it about 20 feet from right down there to here. It's really heavy and it's awkward. It moves. That spot right there can close up on your fingers if you're holding it. This part can rotate on you and pinch your finger in between there. So it's a little bit difficult. I'm thinking I'm going to just try and get it another 100 feet up here to where I can get it with a four-wheeler. But Definitely a challenge. Well, I have gone and gotten the four-wheeler. Had to go and get a little gas for it. It was out of gas. And now I'm back parked right beside it. So I'm gonna try and get this thing on the back and see if I can't get it home today. I don't think it's gonna fall out. That's a pretty cool find there. Like I said, I found it a long time ago, but didn't really care about it then. All I thought was this too heavy. It's not worth getting. I was thinking scrap metal at the time, but as a museum piece or just my collection, this is pretty cool. I know of other people that have found whole mine carts out here. There's one down the road that the man has restored, and he's got coal in it, and it's out by his front yard. So that'd be pretty cool. But until I get a full mine cart, I'm gonna settle for a wheel or a hub assembly. So that's pretty cool. Let me get this thing home and get it stored. I took a ride right quick down to that other cart just to compare. And in looking at it closer, I can tell that it's not identical. It's a little different. I'll show you the difference. So as you can see, it's just a little different. There's a bolt on this one here. The other one had a washer with a Carter key or a pin through it. So this one here is just a little different. This is another one I found off what I believe to be an ore cart down in Bibb County. I'm not sure the age on this. I hadn't had a chance to show it to anybody and try and find out. I'm glad to have that wheel home. It's pretty cool to finally have it in my yard. I've known about it for a long time, probably 30 years, when I was a kid and found it and just never went back and got it. I've been thinking about it here lately, but I hadn't had time, so glad I finally got it back. It's a little different than the one down at the other mine cart, but there was two mines out here, so I'm not sure which either one of these were from. I guess I could ask the owner if he knows which one it was from, but I don't think he knows either. So anyway, pretty cool to find stuff out in these woods that's lost from 100 years ago or more. So see y'all later. Meerkats out.